Creating an authorization request in RAM is the third step to strengthening provider identity. This is the third video in the myID and RAM series. To recap on the last video, how to log into RAM and link your business, we mentioned how the principal authority, that is, a sole trader or business owner, is required to log into RAM and link their myID to the business ABN in RAM. Once linked, the principal authority can access NDIS provider portals on behalf of the business and authorize others to do the same. In this video, I will go through the 4 steps to transition to myID and RAM, what is RAM, how to create authorizations, and what resources and supports are available to help you through this process. The 4 steps to transition to myID and RAM are Step 1, setting up myID. Step 2, logging into RAM and linking your myID to business ABN in RAM. Step 3, create authorizations. And Step 4, staff to accept an authorization request in RAM. In this video, I will focus on Step 3, which is how to create an authorization request in RAM. What is Relationship Authorization Manager, also referred to as RAM? RAM is a secure authorization service that allows you to interact on behalf of a business when accessing online services. To use RAM, you'll need a digital ID, such as myID. For more information, visit the RAM website at info.authorizationmanager.gov.au. We will now look at the process to create authorization requests in RAM, which is step 3 of the transition. To authorize your employees to act on behalf of the business in the NDIS provider portals, you need to create an authorization request in RAM. To start this process, you firstly need to log into RAM. As shown in image 1, go to the RAM login website, which is authorizationmanager.gov.au, and click on the Continue with Digital ID button. Once logged into RAM, select the second option as in image 2, which is View or Manage Authorizations, Machine Credentials, and Cloud Software Notifications. As shown in image 3, select the business under the entity name column that you would like to create an authorization for. To create an authorization, select Add New User as shown in image 4. As shown in image 5, you will then need to select the representative type. It's very important to select Standard User here. The NDIA only allows a Standard User representative type. Complete the person's details as shown in image 6. It's important to note that the name entered here must exactly match the person's name in their digital ID. You then enter the person's current business email address. This email should be unique to the person and checked regularly. It is used to send the authorization request and other notifications like renewal reminders. This email address can be different to the person's digitally ID email address. There are 2 selections in image 7. For the first selection, if yes is selected, this will nominate the person to be an authorization administrator, which means this person will be able to create, edit, view, and remove authorizations for the business. If you do not want this person to be an authorization administrator, it's important you select No. This user will then be known as an authorized user. The second selection is not currently used for NDIS provider portals, and you should therefore select No for Machine Credential Administrator. However, Machine Credential Administrator may be used for API access at some point in the future. You can then enter a start date for the person. This can be up to 30 days in the future. And you can also select an end date or take the no end date box. The last step is to complete the agency access. Enter National Disability Insurance Agency into the search field, and then, as shown in the image, ensure to tick the selection NDIS Provider Portal. Follow the prompts to review the details, accept the declarations, and submit the authorization request. An email with the authorization request code and instructions will be sent to the person's nominated business email address. Once the authorization request is submitted, the status of the person will remain pending until the individual accepts the authorization request. For more information, visit the RAM website at info.authorizationmanager.gov.au. You can navigate to the Create an Authorization page, which you will find under the Manage Authorizations tab. To summarize creating authorizations in RAM, the principal authority is the first user who can create an authorization request. The principal authority needs to authorize employees and business representatives to access NDIS provider portals and act on behalf of your business in RAM. Once the principal authority sets up authorization administrators, both the principal authority and authorization administrators can send authorization requests. To become an authorization administrator, you need to be authorized into that role by a principal authority or another authorization administrator first. An authorization administrator can create, edit, view, and remove authorizations for the business. There are a number of resources and supports for providers, including the RAM website. As mentioned previously, it's info.authorizationmanager.gov.au. You can also visit the NDIS website for information on RAM at www.ndis.gov.au. There is a myID and RAM step-by-step guide on the My Place Provider Portal resources page on the NDIS website. You can call the individual helpline on 1300 287 539. You will need to select option 3 and then option 1 for RAM queries. Thank you. This concludes the video.